and it's time to show the power of West River pride. Get your tickets now at the Blue Peak Ticket Office or online at themonument.live. Don't wait. Be part of history. USD versus Air Force, November 29th. Be there.
Hey, Rapid City, it's Nate Brown reminding you to join South Dakota Sports Talk Show right here Monday through Thursday on your drive home from 4 to 6 on Fox Sports Rapid City. This is your show covering everything from high school to college to the pros. When you want thought-provoking South Dakota sports content, we'll deliver the best interviews from across the state and around the region. Join the Nate Brown Show, Rapid City's only live afternoon drive sports talk show from 4 to 6 right here on Fox Sports Rapid City.
Whether you're a pro or a Joe, a weekend warrior or a gardening great, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Ho, 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 ho. Auto Value has once again teamed up with Toys for Tots to help deliver hope to less fortunate children this Christmas. Now through December 15th, you can drop off a new unwrapped toy or cash donation at any participating Auto Value parts store. Your toy or cash donation will not only help Santa, but also allow one more child to experience the magic of Christmas. On behalf of everyone at Auto Value and the North Pole, we thank you. Ho, ho, ho.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Shedeur Sanders will start at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. The Cincinnati Bengals expect Joe Burrow to return to action on Thursday at Baltimore. NFL media reports Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield has a low-grade sprain of his left shoulder, according to an MRI today, meaning it's not expected to be a long-term injury. Minnesota Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy is in concussion protocol. Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels will return to practice this week, but is unlikely to play on Sunday Night Football against the Broncos. The New York Giants fired defensive coordinator Shane Bowen today. The Las Vegas Raiders named quarterbacks coach Greg Olson as their interim offensive coordinator after Chip Kelly was fired last night. NBA Portland head coach Chauncey Billups pled not guilty today to money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. We're ready to go on a Monday. It is Thanksgiving week. Are you ready? Can you believe it? It snuck up on us because it's been so nice, so warm. We've had 8-9 months of golfing weather. Get ready. It's going to get cold. There's going to be some snow and stuff, so get ready. We are now into Thanksgiving, into the holidays, into the fun part of sports season. You know that. Football, basketball, we get it all. The Nate Brown Show is back on. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Try and remember that when the weather starts turning. It is a great day in South Dakota. We're tougher than a $2 steak. You know this. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Appreciate our affiliates across the state, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. South Dakota Sports Talk Show ready to go. Remember, you can listen on Fox Sports Radio, also on Twitter. Watch us live at Nate Brown Show. We're there at Nate Brown Show. Follow the show. Interact with us on Twitter. We'll check that throughout the show. You can watch the show live right now. And YouTube, The Nate Brown Show on the YouTube channel. Subscribe. You've got this show live, and give us some thumbs up. Rate us. We'd be appreciative of that. And Midwest Sports Plus. Last place you can get us. So you got us everywhere. It's the new high school sports streaming app as that basketball season gets ready to get underway. Some of the kids starting practice today, all that good stuff. Go to Midwest Sports Plus in your app store and get it, Midwest Sports Plus. This show streaming live. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Hope you had a good weekend. I appreciate you making this show possible. And what a weekend. We got the Vikings are reeling. They're being talked about on Pro Football Talk and all sorts of stuff. We had a full weekend of people losing their minds at youth sports tournaments. I mean, it's just it's something. And then I haven't heard from anybody yet. Where are all you Shedeur Sanders haters out there? Where are you? I've got one here in the office, and he didn't say much until about 5 minutes before the show started. So I found one Shedeur Sanders hater still. Where are you? I don't hear you. Hey, by the way, let's get you in tonight. 605-720-1067. Put that number in, 605-720-1067. Connect with the show there at the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. Powered by the Pizza Ranch at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Stop by the Pizza Ranch tonight. 2 locations in Rapid City, home of everyone's favorite buffet. I remind you the Pizza Ranch is ready this week because you're going to cook later, right? So you don't want to cook all the time. Go to the Pizza Ranch Buffet, locally owned and operated. Barron's Wilson text line is open as well. Text the show. Be a part of the action there. 605-720-1067. That is the Barron's Wilson listener text line. We are set. Housekeeping done out of the gate. Let's look at the guest lineup. Sam Herder is going to join us. The FCS playoff bracket set. SDSU getting set for New Hampshire. How about USD hosting as well? Let's go. Yotes are in. South Dakota State with an unbelievable win over UND. So Jackson Yotes ready. We'll talk to Sam Herder, FCS senior analyst for Hero Sports, coming up. Go to Craig Mattick tonight. Craig's in. State volleyball in the books, so the fall sports season in the books entirely. Craig Mattick is on SDPB Sports tonight. East River meets West River. And national NFL writer on another week in the NFL. Just wild stuff. Henry McKenna covering it for FoxSports.com. National NFL writer Henry McKenna in tonight. Second hour of this show will be Reaction Monday with national host Rob Keighron live in studio. A Reaction Monday with Rob coming up. Okay, we've got some news here. We've got some big stuff if you're a high school football fan. We've got some news. Let's run through it. The football advisory meeting agenda is up. So what does this mean? Coming up in December, it's quick here. It's coming up quick next week. Football advisory meeting's going to be happening. And we always wonder who's going to propose this and propose that. Are we going to get any changes to South Dakota high school football? How about classification talk? How about six-man talk? All this stuff. And I've grabbed out some proposals with the help of my friend Matt Kearney, the South Dakota high school football expert. And I pulled out some proposals and some discussion points for the show tonight so I can get you plugged in. What are they going to discuss? Because I talked to Pat Rummel last week on this show, the Howard head coach, and he said, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff to cover. Do we tweak? Do we change in South Dakota high school football? So let's get to it without any more hype here. Let's get to it. One big one out of the gate. There is a proposal on the docket for next week to allow teams that do not win games. And what's this mean? A win percentage below 20%. So think about some high school football programs that have really struggled. They haven't won games, so they're going to look. This is the proposal. It's going to look at the past 4 years. It's going to look at the past 4 years and say, have you won below 20% of your games? Here's the proposal. If you have only won below 20%, you get to petition down a class. Teams can evaluate every 2 years from there. So follow me here. You're going to say, well, what's this change? If you know high school sports in South Dakota, well, what's this change? Teams can petition down anyway. Well, hang on. Teams can petition down in South Dakota high school football if they're really struggling, and they're going to petition down and see if the Activities Association will let them do it. But then they're banned from the postseason as it is now. It's like, well, if you want to move down, I guess, but then your team can't play in the playoffs. That's a big hitter. I mean, people say, you're trying to fill a season with some growth, and you're trying to get some wins, and you want to have a goal at the end of the season. You get knocked out of the playoffs or banned, penalized like that. That's a big hitter. So I do think that's a penalty, and I think teams stop themselves potentially from like, well, do we want to really do that, not play postseason? Is this going to still help? So here's this proposal today. This is for the football advisory meeting, South Dakota. Teams that petition to reclassify, they call it. So you have a win percentage below 20% over the past 4 years. If you reclassify, you'll not be penalized from the playoffs. So I actually think this proposal is a great compromise, and it adds a thing here that shows some data. It says, hey, let's look at the past 4 years. Let's look at how many games you've actually won. You're below 20%. That is rough. Now, there's numerous teams that are like this. There's numerous teams. That doesn't mean everybody's going to say, I want to move down. But it is going to allow a compromise of, I'm below 20% of my wins the past 4 years. I could move down, and I could still make the postseason. And I sure hope people don't lose their minds that say, oh, no, if somebody moves down, then they're going to make the playoffs, and then they're going to go on a run, and they're going to knock somebody out. Let's not lose our minds. Nobody that's won under 20% of their games in South Dakota high school football is going to go on a run. I'm just here to tell you. Nobody's going to go on a run through the dominance of some of these good teams that are in these classes. There's a reason they've won under 20% of their games. They're struggling big time. So this is the right compromise. I thought this was one of the best proposals that is part of this action. There's like 10 on the list. I'm not going to go through all 10 for you tonight on the Nate Brown Show, but there's a lot. And I think this is one of the best ones. So let me ask you that question of the day. You're tuning in tonight. Question of the day, right out of the gate, South Dakota high school football. The new proposal is, if you have a win percentage below 20% for the previous 4 years, should you be able to reclassify down a class and still make the playoffs? Is this the right compromise? Can we all agree in the world of disagreement that this is okay? It's not going to be a punishment towards the team that petitions down. It's not going to be a punishment towards teams in that class that are good, because they're still going to beat the team that comes down. They just are. So this is the right compromise, and I like how it came together. Some data, win percentage. This is kind of a success factor thing. They're doing this proposal. It's a success factor thing. They're just not calling it a success factor that I've wanted to implement. Enrollment, to me, doesn't work just flat enrollment. You got to implement some win percentage. You got to implement some data, and you got to be able to look at where programs are. Are they healthy? Are they not healthy? So that's the right compromise. I'm in on this. Can the Football Advisory Committee pass this? Let's see if we can pass it on the Nate Brown Show tonight across South Dakota. Do you think that's a fair compromise? Under 20% win percentage, you can go down. You have to ask. You have to petition down, and you still get to make the playoffs. They remove that penalty of missing the playoffs. Can the Football Advisory Committee get this out? And can we find the right compromise? I believe that's correct. What do you say? Is it fair, or no, you would keep the postseason ban? That's how it is now. Any team can petition down. You can. Your team cannot make the postseason. I like this success factor model. They didn't call it that, but they have some real data. Let's go to the Nate Brown Show question of the day. 605-720-1067. That's how you contribute there. We've got over 100 votes flying in, so we're getting a little model here. Over 100 votes flying in. 60% say, yes, this compromise seems fair. Allow a team that's under 20% wins to move down and still make the playoffs. 60% say, yes, that seems fair. 40% of you saying no. keep the postseason ban. Keep the postseason ban. Listener text, let's get to some of these. 605-720-1067 if you want to join the conversation. I'd appreciate it. Listener text coming in. Is it possible to list or name some of the schools that would drop down or could drop down? Let me see. Let me see if we can get some of that. Okay, this just came out today. We've been busy. Let me see. Matt Kearney, let's get to work on that. There's going to be quite a few. I think there's going to be more than you would think that have won under 20% of their games in the past 4 years. I think there's going to be, obviously, 11-man teams. There's going to be 9-man teams. I mean, there's going to be a lot. That doesn't mean everybody's going to do it, but it does open up that door. It opens up the door, and I think it's a good compromise because it has data, and it's not just picking and choosing. Yeah, let's let them. No, let's not let them. Well, they're a big school. They shouldn't have to do this. They haven't won a game in 2 years. I mean, this is the type of stuff you got to really think about. Listener text, I'm all over this. Yes. I'm all over this. Yes. Listener text, yes. I'm a yes. Please. Listener text, yes. Pass this. Pass this. All right. Listener text, this is more participation trophy. Sets a bad example for kids. If you aren't good, just don't work hard and petition down to play smaller schools. Well, but see, I think that's too simple. I think that puts it, so here's how I would frame that. I've watched some schools that have really struggled the last couple of years. I've watched some schools that have really struggled. I've seen players and coaches put in really great effort. I mean, they're taking it serious. They're putting in the time. It's not enough of the unit. It's not enough of the team. But there's a lot of kids that have taken this serious, and then they lose a bunch of their teammates because they've lost the last 2 years. They lose a bunch of players because they've lost. You do have to have some wins to fill the gap, and then they're not going to take the easy way down. This proposal says you got to evaluate it every 2 years. So it allows the schools to not just stay in 11A, 11AA. You evaluate it. Let's see if you can build it up. This isn't about, well, we're just going to play in a smaller class and keep winning. Well, no. They need to start winning some games. Some games. I think it's too simple to say, well, they're just going to go down and because they want the easy way out. Some of these programs I've seen, players and coaches, they're trying to get this going. There's such a gap that is built up over the last 10, 15 years. You can't turn the corner in the current state, in the current class. Let's see. Listener text, can they go down? There's a lot coming in. Let me see. Can they go down even one more class? No. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. You're not going to have an 11 AAA team go all the way down to 11A and play Madison. Okay? So you can't have that. I mean, you just can't. Yeah, then we got a snowball. I mean, we just got too much. Let's see. What are people saying here? You think this is an okay compromise? Listener text, yes, I think that should pass. On another issue, though, why are there so many blowouts in 9-man championship games? Well, we discussed that last week. We did discuss that last week. That's another discussion, by the way, that'll lead me into another discussion point of the football advisory meeting next week is they are going to discuss what? Should 9B become 6-man? Oh, the cheers you heard in the background, his name is Matt Kearney. He's the producer of the Nate Brown Show. He's made it. 6-man football has made it into the discussion point. It's not a proposal, so let's just hang tight. But 6-man football has made it into a discussion for the football advisory meeting. So speaking of too many 9-man classes, if that's what you think, Jake Terry, the head coach at Elk Point Jefferson, is going to be discussing the creation of maybe 6-man to replace 9B. And you say? All right, that's Matt Kearney. I'll let him be excited for a week. I'll let him be excited for a week. So they are going to discuss that. So that's another point I did want to bring up today. This is the agenda for the high school football meeting next week. They're going to discuss a creation of six-man, and I think I joke about it, but I do say there are some really small teams, some really small schools that are reeling, that don't have enough players, that can get nobody to co-op with them anymore. And so they're either not going to have high school football at all, or they're going to have to maybe do something with 9B and create a six-man class. I think that's I'm not going to say that's an uphill climb. They've discussed it years ago, but I think it's good that it's discussed again because it's getting to a point where some of these teams are really struggling. These schools, they got to have some option, and all these states have it. Wyoming has it. Montana has it. Nebraska. I mean, these states have it. South Dakota's got all these small communities, and it's like we just want to fight this fight. Oh no, we can't do six-man. You can't even discuss it. Like the 9-man teams that think they can win, or I don't know what it is. A lot of the 9-man schools, we can't do six-man. Oh no, we can't. Well, you're not going to have a football team here in 3 years. So I think you got to think this through. So that's a discussion point. I'm interested in that. Six-man football will be discussed. And finally, we got more to discuss. I'll get Craig Mattick on this later this hour. There is an official proposal to change the enrollment count. So here's how we count enrollment for football. Only males. So you guys understand how we do classes in South Dakota. We look at schools and we say average daily membership of males. That's football. There's a proposal to say we should count the entire school, females and males. I'm going, what? I'm out on that. I don't know what's this all about. Total average numbers. What is it? 99.9% of the football teams are male. I mean, I know there's been some females, some kickers, things like this. I understand. I've covered that. Why would we go to total enrollment of a school? So somebody, you can explain that. That's how it used to be way back in the day. Then I think we changed it for good. It's like, let's just do male enrollment. Male enrollment's the right thing to judge a part of the football scenario. And now we want to go backwards? So that's an official proposal for this football meeting, is to go from male enrollment numbers to the entire school enrollment. Why? I'm out on that. I do not want to go to that. Listener text. What would be the criteria for a team that has dropped down to move back up after 2 years? Good question. Maybe we should send that one into the football meeting. What is the criteria? If you drop down, what percentage of games? Let's say if you win over 20%, are you going to have to go back up? Is that the number? Right now, they let you drop down in this proposal. If you're under 20%, you get to come down if you petition. Is it winning over 20%? Then it's like you're automatically back up. I don't know if that's fair. Maybe you got to come up with another percentage on that backside, like if you win 50%. And now, what do you say? If you win half of your games, should you be able to move back up? Should you move back up? It's a good question. Listener text, we can't go back to the old classification system in football. Now, I'm with you on that. I don't know where this I know where it came from. I'm not going to, throw everybody under the bus here, but do we want to base classification in football on total enrollment now? I'm just like, we're moving forward. Success factor, male enrollment. We're learning, and then we go, no, let's just go back to how many kids, female and male, go to the school to decide football. Thanks for playing. All right. NFL writer Henry McKenna on tonight as we get started. More high school discussion later. Good stuff from you. 60% of you are in favor of this big one. Could you let a team move down if they've won under 20% of their games in the past 4 years and still make the playoffs? 60% of you say, yes, I'm with you. We'll see where it goes. More on that later. Henry McKenna's in next, talking Vikings first. Do we have a problem in Minnesota? Henry McKenna, Fox Sports NFL writer, coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with Expert Crawl Space Sealing by Blackburn Basement Systems. Sealing keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. A sealed crawl space means a nicer home. Don't wait. Call Blackburn Basement Systems today.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings, 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. Atomicwings.com.
We all know the drill. Packing the car, hitting the airport, traveling all over the country so our kids can play in tourneys in another state. But imagine bringing those tournaments to Rapid City. Year-round entertainment, shopping, dining. Millions in new revenue for Rapid City instead of Sioux Falls, Denver, or Omaha. A yes vote supports the sports complex. We win by showing up and voting yes on January 20th. Join the team at teamrapidcity.com. Paid for by Citizens for Responsible Growth.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A high wind warning and wind advisory begin at 8 p.m. tonight. Partly cloudy skies tonight with a slight chance for mixed precipitation changing to all snow. Lows dip down to about 28. Northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Daytime highs approaching 36. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 48.
Need tires? Danny Menno Toyota will match anyone's price on tires, plus give you 2-year road hazard coverage at no extra charge. And for a limited time, get a $100 instant discount, plus any available manufacturer's rebates on sets of 4 tires. Our experts help you get the right tires for your vehicle, and we match any price, give you 2 years of road hazard coverage, and up to a $100 instant discount. That's how we roll. See us at Danny Menno Toyota or justhowweroll.com.
Hey, volleyball families, get ready to serve up some fun at the Waikiki Spike-tacular Volleyball Tournament February 13th through 15th at the Box Elder Event Center. Experience high-energy matches, glow-in-the-dark games Friday night, and exciting play all weekend long. Compete in 14U, 16U, or 18U divisions for a shot at the trophy. Stay and play with 25% off rooms at Courtyard by Marriott and water park passes included. Register now at thebox.live.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. With today's home values, right now could be a great time to sell your home. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I would love to help you get top dollar for your home. I have been selling real estate and attracting buyers in Rapid City for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. If you're thinking of selling your current home, let me put my expertise to work for you. Just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Hey, welcome back in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. It's a Reaction Monday coming up with Rob Keighron. He's live in studio. National radio host Rob Keighron on the Nate Brown Show. Every Monday, it's a Reaction Monday with Rob. Straight ahead, a lot to discuss. Craig Mattick tonight. South Dakota Public Broadcasting has been covering the state championships. It's been a whole weekend at the Dome there, and just spent a weekend in Rapid City State volleyball. That was good stuff. Craig Mattick's coming up talking high school sports. I want to get into a lot of this high school football proposal stuff. That's coming up. Sam Herder's on tap tonight. Hang tight. FCS senior analyst for Hero Sports. The FCS playoff bracket is out. Tell you, the Jacks and the Yotes getting set, man. This will be interesting. The Yotes against Drake. I like that. Jacks against New Hampshire. That's interesting. And then the Jacks' potential second-round game against Montana. At Montana. A little dicey, but the Jacks get a big win over UND. We'll get to Sam Herder, herosports.com. So a lot to discuss. We're trying to track down Henry McKenna, national NFL writer for Fox Sports. We'll see if we can get him. Hang tight. A lot to discuss on the NFL side of things. And I'm going to start with the Minnesota scenario. So here's what I get from a Minnesota friend of mine. So if you guys listen to the show, I'm a Broncos fan. I'm Broncos, and I'm a Minnesota sympathizer in a big way. I pull for Minnesota big time. Some of you accuse me of being a Vikings fanatic. I pull for Minnesota. My brother is a lifelong Minnesota Vikings fan. He's had the Vikings helmet. He's had the whole thing. He is as passionate as they come. I want my brother to have some joy in his life. And so I'm going for Minnesota. Here's a buddy of mine who's a great Minnesota fan, and he sends me this morning. Or no, this was yesterday. I want to make sure I find this for everybody. This was the stat that J.J. McCarthy is ranked 851 out of 852 in EPA. This is since 2000, and you're going to go, Nate, what EPA? This is analytic stuff. EPA is expected points added. It is a analytics thing. It's an advanced football stat measuring a quarterback's efficiency and adding plays and success and all of that. Okay, adding successful plays. So follow me on this. I got this from a Vikings fan. This is my guy. He's a Vikings lifer. And he said J.J. McCarthy now ranks 851 out of 852 in every drop back in EPA since 2000. So that 851 out of 852 is not great if you're counting at home. Who do you think is 852 out of quarterbacks? So J.J. McCarthy in EPA, expected points added, the advanced football stat measuring how many points a quarterback's plays add or subtract in success. Guess who is 852 since 2000? Jamarcus Russell. So I get hit by this from a Vikings fan, and then I see the QBR after 6 starts for McCarthy, 24.9. That's one of the worst career starts of any NFL quarterback in the last 10 years. So now I'm starting to get worried. I'm telling you, I try not to get hyperbolic. I try not to lose my mind on this program for you guys. I try and keep you Minnesota sports fans a little bit sane. I try and look at the bright side of this dark winter coming up. But now I'm a little bit worried because this is all coming to fruition here, and you're starting to see, are we getting a big enough picture? I'm still not so sure on that. So everybody, I understand, likes hitting hey, he has one of the worst stats since Jamarcus Russell. That's a problem. And then 24.9 QBR, and we've all watched it with our own eyes. 12 of 19, 87 yards, interceptions, final 2 series. I mean, it's like, it's not great. It is not great. And then I'm starting to think, what are the Vikings going to do? If you've watched the show on Twitter or on YouTube, I had a listener send me in a Vikings lifer. He sent me a Christian Ponder jersey, and I've hung it up here. It's a joke. It's a running joke. The Vikings in drafting their quarterback, and is J.J. McCarthy going to be Christian Ponder? I never, ever thought you would even think of that. But now I got stats here flying in from Vikings fans, and I'm getting this stuff going. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. And J.J. McCarthy is not playing well at all. And the Vikings went down this road, and so then you start wondering, is this going to be the fall here? Is somebody going to take a big fall from the front office to the coach? What's going to happen here? Because we've all loved Kevin O'Connell, coach of the year. I'm a huge fan of Kevin O'Connell. I believe he's a good coach. Great coach, I think. But it comes down, is this one decision where you couldn't get Sam Darnold, and the Vikings fans, you guys didn't really want Sam either. You didn't. I thought it would have been fine. And then everybody threw it all in with J.J. McCarthy, and now we're talking about the Jamarcus Russell stats and one of the worst QBRs in the past 10 years, and leave it to Minnesota to be in this place. Listener text, the Vikings are wishing they kept Sam Darnold now. A little late. Let's see if we can get Henry McKenna. Hang tight. A lot to discuss. FCS with Sam Herder as well. The Nate Brown Show just getting going.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
All kinds of vehicles, all kinds of loans, all as low as 4.99% APR. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we're here to help all kinds of people, just like you. Get moving. From truck drivers to van warriors, we got the right loan to fit your style with rates as low as 4.99% APR. Wherever the road takes you, start with BHFCU. Apply today at bhfcu.com or text or call 605-718-1818.
Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
West River, are you ready? The University of South Dakota men's basketball team is bringing the action to the Monument for a college hoop showdown against the Air Force Falcons. This is a matchup you don't want to miss. November 29th, the Coyotes hit the hardwood, and it's time to show the power of West River pride. Get your tickets now at the Blue Peak Ticket Office or online at themonument.live. Don't wait. Be part of history. USD versus Air Force, November 29th. Be there.
Right now, trade in your ride and trade up into something you'll love. Like a new GMC Terrain, Acadia, Yukon, or Yukon XL. Plus, check out the bold new 26 Sierra Light Duties with up to $6,250 in total savings. Or get behind the wheel of a 2025 Sierra HD starting at just $51,130. And with truckloads of new 2026 models arriving daily, there's never been a better time to trade up. Shop online anytime at spearfishmotors.com. GMC.
Rapid City is the only place in western South Dakota where you can order an ice-cold brew in their adjoining campfire bar and enjoy it while you shop. With holiday parties and dinners coming up, save big on all flavors of rum chata, now $20.99 for a $7.50. Save $5 off your next bottle of Knob Creek Bourbon, just $29.99. Or pick up a $7.50 of Dr. McGillicuddy, only $13.49 for a $7.50. Price is good at both Mr. Liquor stores, off Catron next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City. Attention football fans, the BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort has it all. Watch your team on massive high-definition screens while enjoying live betting. Keep some skin in the game even when the odds don't go your way. Enter Jack's Second Chance Mulligan Drawing by dropping your losing ticket for a shot at up to $200 in Cadillac cash every week. Satisfy your craving with mouth-watering Mexican cuisine from Guadalajara's or choose from 4 other food vendors, all while sipping on your favorite drinks. The BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. How will your game play out?
At Dakota Discount RV, we're in it for the long haul, just like you. Whether it's cross-country adventures, weekends by the lake, or family time under the stars, we're here to keep you rolling for years to come. While others are packing up, we're doubling down with dependable service, great prices, and the biggest selection in the region. Your journey doesn't stop here, and neither do we. Here tomorrow, here for every mile ahead. Visit us in Rapid City or Somerset or online at dakotadiscountrv.com.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. The Nate Brown Show powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union. my family's banking partner, and I want you to know, being a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union, the best choice, no doubt, from great rates on vehicle loans, mobile banking on your phone, saves you a ton of time. Personal connection as well. Help me and my wife get new debit cards right away. Boom. I'm a member at BHFCU. I'm glad I switched. You can switch. It's easy. Start at BHFCU.com. Take advantage of everything they offer. Become a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union from Rapid City to Sioux Falls. Locations 18 across the state. Start at BHFCU.com. I'm a partner at BHFCU. It's outstanding. The Nate Brown Show featuring Craig Mattick coming up. SDPB Sports. Talk some high school football proposals that are on the agenda here. This is interesting stuff. We'll get to that. Reaction Monday on the way with Rob Keighron live in studio. Our guest host second hour. So busy tonight. Let's go. FCS playoff bracket is out. Sam Herder is in. FCS senior analyst, HeroSports.com. If you're getting ready for FCS playoff football, follow him at Sam Herder FCS. Sam, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Here we go. I want to rapid fire stuff and see what you think. Did the committee get this right with the top 4 seeds? Were those easy or not?
Yeah, I think the top 3 I thought were probably pretty easy for them, with NDSU at number 1, and then you have the winner of the brawl, number 2, that being Montana State. Now, I wasn't really sure where the loser would fall, but since that was Montana's first loss, I thought that they would probably fall to number 3. The 4 and 5 spot was interesting. In my personal ballot, I have Tarleton State ahead of Lehigh. I just think Tarleton is a better team. But when the committee did their top 10 teams back in early November, they had Lehigh 1 spot ahead of Tarleton State, and they both have won since then. So I thought Lehigh was going to get the 4 and Tarleton got the 5, but after more evaluation, they switched that up and put Tarleton at number 4.
Everybody's talking about UC Davis getting an 8 seed. Is that too high to you?
Yeah, it kind of seems so. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, heck, I was kind of debating if UC Davis was even going to get a top 16 seed, because it's 8 wins. There's a lot of other 8-win teams that have 2 or 3 ranked wins. UC Davis's only ranked win was against Northern Arizona, and that's a team that didn't end up making the playoffs even. And they had a really bad loss in there as well to Idaho State. So I was a bit surprised they got a top 8 seed. I do wonder if they looked at that Week 0 game against Mercer and they didn't count it as a win or a loss, but they evaluated the performance. And UC Davis was beating Mercer that whole game. Mercer was potentially on its way to a comeback before weather canceled that game. But they were pretty high on Mercer, giving them a seed. And so maybe that probably played a role as far as seeding UC Davis. But I thought getting a top 8. I kind of disagree with that for Davis.
So Jacks win on the last play against UND. The comeback, dramatic fashion. Jacks needed it. They get into the playoffs. They're the 14 seed. They got New Hampshire. So people are wondering, is South Dakota State a dangerous 14 seed? Is this the team that can beat Montana State and these teams?
Probably not. I think they should beat New Hampshire. But at the same time, it's not like South Dakota State has had the most clean performances, these last handful of weeks, and you would expect them to be pretty locked in. But they've had a couple of dud performances, especially at home against Illinois State and Indiana State. But you still feel good about them hosting New Hampshire and getting a win there. And then, going to Montana, that's obviously a very tough place to play. I will say if Chase Mason comes back, that's obviously would be huge. But, somehow, some way, South Dakota State figured out its run game. And they really got a good push against UND this last week, and UND coming into that game had the number 1 running defense in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And so, switching some things up, moving a new guy to center and kind of switching up the guards, maybe that they found a really good formula. So, with that said, Montana's rush defense isn't great. It's decent, but it's not great. And so I think, I wouldn't be surprised to see South Dakota State go to Montana and get a win. I'm not necessarily projecting it, but it seems that at some point with the depth issues they have, they're going to run out of steam. And so, maybe South Dakota State will go on a decent run, but I'd be pretty surprised if they made a run all the way to Nashville.
So the Jacks at home against New Hampshire coming up, 14 seed, and then if they win, they play at Montana. I did get an email from a Grizz fan today that said the Grizz got the 3 seed, and then they're going to have to play South Dakota State in the second round. He said that's not a good deal. So you said you wouldn't be surprised if that's a good game, and the Grizz fan said that's a raw deal for Montana.
Yeah, it's a tough draw, but at the same time, Montana getting the 3 seed, that makes sense, and this isn't regionalized, and South Dakota State getting the number 14 seed. That's just how the voting point total kind of came to fruition there with South Dakota State getting the 14 seed, and I kind of figured they would be somewhere in that 12, 13, 14 seed range, and you can kind of say the same thing with Montana State, right? I mean, they probably feel like, oh crap, we have to potentially play Youngstown State and Bo Brungar. That's not a very fair second round draw. At the same time, Youngstown State being the 15th seed, when you look at their resume, that kind of makes sense. And 14 will feed into 3, and 15 will feed into 2. So that's just kind of how the brackets played out this year.
Sam Herder's on tonight, FCS senior analyst, HeroSports.com for the best coverage of the FCS. The playoff bracket set, championship game coming up January 5th. Who's going to make a run? NDSU, of course, the number 1 seed and untouchable. USD's got Drake. I think that's a great draw for USD. I think the Yotes are the 11 seed. I want to ask you, the Coach of the Year list came out. Some people think Travis Johansson should be on there for the revival here in the last half of the year. What do you think about the job that Johansson's done at USD?
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job, and I think they only had 15, I want to say, candidates, on that list, and maybe they should have beefed that up a little bit more, because I thought there were some other deserving coaches that deserved to be on there. I don't know if Brent Vegan was on there. I think he deserved to be on there. And, certainly I think both South Dakota and South Dakota State coaches, you could argue probably should have been, on there. But it's with this award, like, to me, it's not necessarily who the best coach is, but who, did the best coaching job. And I think you look at USD, and their season really could have went down the drain after week 3, week 4, when things weren't looking good for the Yotes, and for them to turn that around and make the playoffs and get some big time ranked wins down the stretch there. I think that's a heck of a coaching job, and it obviously starts there, at the top. And so I was a bit surprised to see that his name wasn't on the list.
What do you think of the matchup at the Dome with the Yotes and Drake?
Yeah, it's definitely favorable. It is interesting that it is a regular season rematch. Drake and South Dakota squared off earlier this year. I can't remember the score, but I think the Yotes won pretty decisively. Typically, the playoff committee tries to avoid regular season rematches, but if it is 2 teams that are not from the same conference, they can technically pair them up, for a regular season rematch in the first round. And I'm guessing that's probably a bus trip, which, that's going to save the NCAA some money. So definitely a good draw for South Dakota. Definitely should win that game. Honestly, if they lose, that's probably one of the bigger upsets we've seen in the FCS playoffs. And so the Yotes should handle business there. And then they go to Mercer, and that's a very, very intriguing matchup right there at kind of, Valley versus SoCon. Usually in the playoffs, it's the SoCon team going to the Valley team. This time we have the Valley team traveling to the SoCon team. So that potential and likely second round game, I think, is very, very juicy.
Big reporting out now with Montana State after they win the Brawl of the Wild over the Grizz at Montana. That was big. Bobcat head coach Brent Vegan, there was reporting he was in Portland, went over to Portland, reporting he interviewed for the Oregon State job. He could be a front runner for that. You think Montana State's going to lose Brent Vegan here?
I'm not sure. Honestly, you kind of read, different things, and one reporting from John Canzano says that Tim Polasek, the NDSU head coach, is the front runner and the odds-on favorite. At the same time, Brent Vegan, he had an in-person interview. It sounds like Alabama assistant coach Jamarcus Shepard, I believe is his name. I'm not sure specifically what he coaches at Alabama. But I think he has some ties to the Northwest. It sounds like he had a really good interview as well. So it sounds like those are the 3 finalists. But then also Cal, their head coach, recently got fired, and all of a sudden his name is now thrown into the mix. And so it sounds like it's down to 4 coaches, 2 of them coming from championship level teams, obviously, in NDSU and Montana State. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And, if one of these, if Polasek or Vegan, gets the offer, do they accept it? What's the kind of the negotiating tactic there as far as, do they finish the season? Would they be able to finish the season? Things are sped up so much nowadays with the transfer portal and signing day and, talking to boosters for NIL and all that, where, it'd be hard for, a head coach to take a new head coaching job and then finish out the season when we're talking 3, 4, 5 weeks with your old FCS team. And so, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And, Vegan was certainly in the mix at Washington State, and I've heard multiple different reasons on why that didn't pan out. Some of it was, the Vegan pulled out. Some of it was Washington State pulled out. Who knows where the truth is there, but he's been in this position before, and Montana State players are probably obviously aware of it and are in this position before as well. So hopefully, for their sake, they're able to handle this mentally and just go about their business.
Interesting deal. Polasek at NDSU, Vegan at Montana State could be getting the Oregon State job, and it might be right in the middle, trying to make a playoff run for the 2 top seeds. Sam Herder is in tonight talking FCS playoffs. First round's coming up this weekend. HeroSports.com for the best coverage. Sam, I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Always appreciate it.
Appreciate the time. Sam Herder breaking it down. FCS senior analyst, HeroSports.com, talking FCS playoff bracket. Jacks host New Hampshire. Yotes host Drake. And we're off and running. If South Dakota State wins, they play at Montana. Boy, that's an intriguing second-round matchup. Really intriguing. All right, let's go to our high school discussion. There's a lot to discuss with Craig Mattick. East River meets West River. What does Craig think of some of these new football proposals for South Dakota? SDPB Sports coming.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Keep your cash and spend ours. Our Black Friday sale is back. Get 20% off our clean replacement windows and ensemble entry doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. You pay nothing until 2027. Plus, enjoy a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. Hurry! This Black Friday event is only here till December 13th. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps 1 minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Different from a bank. At Highmark Credit Union, it starts with you. We're member-owned, not shareholder-driven. That means our earnings go back to you through better rates, lower fees, and personal service. Unlike big banks, we put people first. You're not just an account number, you're part of a community. Highmark Credit Union. Local, personal, and here for you. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on tonight. Fox Sports Radio, Thanksgiving week. What are we going to do this week? We're going to do a show today. We're going to do a show tomorrow. We're going to do a show Wednesday. Thanksgiving, we're going to take off. Is that okay? Black Friday, we're going to take off. Everybody doing okay? All right, let's do it. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Radio. Reaction Monday coming up with our guest host, Rob Keighron. He's live in studio. Straight ahead, we'll talk J.J. McCarthy and more. Anybody ever say anything about Shedeur Sanders yet? Oh, good stuff. I mean, I'm out there with Shedeur Sanders. I've been out there. I've been there. And it's been a long road, but Shedeur wins the first career start for the Browns. Like that, man, a rookie to do that. They haven't done that in years. I mean, it's been like 17 quarterbacks. That was the number. 17 quarterbacks winning their first start, and Shedeur did it. How about that? Appreciate the Raiders' contribution. Craig Mattick's on tonight, SDPB Sports. Find him on X at Craig Mattick. Craig, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Nate. I enjoyed my time out in Rapid City. Sorry I didn't run into you. You're a busy man. Your schedule's full. You're an executive that is a very busy guy.
I know that, an executive and a seventh grade basketball coach. I mean, it is just right. A massive commitment. By the way, so yes, the volleyball tournament in the books. So fall sports are in the books. Yes. What do you think of some of the state volleyball championship matches?
No, they were great. They were great. We have a level of volleyball play in this state, no matter what class it is. It's pretty good. I mean, certainly with Harrisburg winning 4 in a row now. Chester, they've won 3 in a row. And, you got your Dakota Valleys and Del Rapids and Sioux Falls Christian there on the A side as well. I mean, it is really good volleyball. And what's happening is this sport has just taken off over the last few years. It's probably hurt the sport of basketball because some of these athletes now, they're going year-round. I mean, yesterday was tryouts for their club teams, and they're going to play through the summer. It is amazing that a lot of these athletes, they are just sticking with volleyball and hopefully going to head off to college, which, no matter what your skill level, if your skill level is Division I, you're going to go somewhere. But the same, if your skill level is Division II, plenty of places to go. If you're Division III or NAIA, plenty of places for you to go as well. So if you love volleyball, there are many opportunities for the young ladies.
I know that. The participation numbers in South Dakota have skyrocketed for South Dakota high school volleyball. Championships in the books for the all-class tournament, which was in Rapid City and covered by SDPB Sports and Craig Mattick. Okay, I want to go to some big things here. I got to get your thoughts. Football advisory meeting is coming up. There are 10 proposals on the agenda. 10. And then there's numerous discussions. So why don't we dig into this? I've got one big one. And we finally have reached a compromise if Craig Mattick can help get this over the line. An official proposal. If a team has won less than 20% of their games in football over the last 4 years, they can petition down and not be penalized with a postseason ban. That's the official proposal. It provides data. You couldn't win over 20% of your games last 4 years. You want to petition down, you can ask to reclassify, and they will let you without a postseason ban. Are we finally at a compromise?
That sounds intriguing because Sioux Falls, Washington, and Roosevelt could go with Stevens and Central and play down. Is that what we're looking at?
Not quite.
You know, Washington and Roosevelt haven't won a lot of games.
No, but Washington's a little over that number, so hang on.
What?
Don't get any fake news out there. Roosevelt's close, but yes, we crunched the numbers. Central, Stevens, Roosevelt's they've won 25% of their games, so they're close. But there's some of these teams, New Underwood, Baltic. So you go down to the lower classes. Have we reached a compromise? 20%, Craig. That's not a lot of wins. So it's not like they're going to run through teams.
20% over 4 years.
Yes.
So if I'm in my third year, I don't need to try to tank that fourth year so that I can go ahead and move down.
We're going to have teams tank just to move down. We're going to lose again.
Nate, teams don't merge in co-op because they don't want to move up in football. It'd be the same thing.
I think the goal is to try and win the game. Isn't that what Coach Edwards said? Yeah.
Yes. Let's see what the ADs say, because remember, these proposals, they get voted on by the ADs, and then whatever the athletic directors think, then it goes, if it passes, then it goes to the association board of directors. If it doesn't get through the ADs, it's not going anywhere.
Okay, I'm here to ask you what you think. You sound cold to this. You sound a little cold to this.
I'm wondering exactly how many teams this is going to affect. When you take a look at it, it's not going to affect 9-man teams at all, because it just won't. It would affect 11 AAA and maybe 11A. I mean, 11B. I mean, you're not going to. If you want to move down to 9-man, you can go. You can go for free. So I just wonder exactly how many teams this is going to affect. And then if you win the next year, when do you have to go back if you have to go back to where you were?
Yeah, that is a good question. They say teams will be evaluated every 2 years. Teams will be evaluated every 2 years. So they don't say, like, what percentage you have to win to be moved up. Would it be fair to put it at, like, 50%? Let's say Stevens moves down, and they win half of their games in 11 AA. I think that's fine to move them back up, I guess. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know what everybody's thinking about. And the reason for moving down. Why are you moving down? Well, we're not winning. We're not winning. But the main thing is I do not want anything based on roster numbers. That I believe is a misleading figure.
Oh, okay.
As anything else, I'm more than happy to try something. We've tried a number of things in this state. Some have worked. Certainly what stuff has happened with volleyball has worked with, your setup with the tournament at one spot for all three classes. And things that haven't worked, such as the combined basketball tournament. That was not, it didn't work. People didn't like it. So at least we try things, but I know that instead of what is said on our license plates across the state, great faces, great places. Normally it should say we've always done it that way.
Yeah.
But I am more than happy to go ahead and see what everybody else is thinking when it comes to moving down with these sports.
I asked if this was the right compromise to allow teams to rebuild if you haven't won 20% of your games. That's the official proposal. It's going to be talked about at the football meeting coming up. 60% of my audience has responded, yes, that seems fair. 40% say no.
You're calling it a rebuilding? A reason?
Yeah.
The reason to move down is to rebuild?
Rebuild. I mean, some of these teams are in bad shape.
Don't they rebuild every year?
Douglas has won one game in 4 years. Did you know that? One.
So by moving down, they get to rebuild. How do you actually rebuild?
By winning. By
getting more numbers out. That would help a lot, yes. I understand. I understand, Nate. Right. I really do.
Here's another one. This isn't a proposal, but it is a discussion. And I think you're going to like this. I think so. Jake Terry at Elk Point Jefferson is going to lead the discussion on creating a 6-man class to replace 9B. Will this go further?
Terry must be listening to this program every time I come on, because I've been stating that for how many years now?
Oh, quite a while. You're on board. I mean,
Yep,
you and Matt Kearney are running a campaign on that across South Dakota.
Well, I'm with Matt no matter what. If he says so, I'm in. I'm in on that. But I still think 6-man football should be looked at. I know there's instances where how many schools would there be in 6-man? Well, are you going to force all of the 9B schools to play 6-man? And if you do, how does that look geographically? Are you traveling a lot all around the state? What teams are you playing? You're playing on an 80-yard field? Does that change the field that you currently have at your facility? I mean, there's a handful of those questions that would have to be figured out. But it would seem to me there are so many 9B schools that are struggling to get people that it would be much better to go 6-man and be able to keep the athletic program at your school.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It will be discussed at this football meeting with Jake Terry, the head coach at Elk Point Jefferson, who's on the football advisory committee. Could we create a 6-man class to replace 9B? Craig Mattick is on tonight. Before I let you run, there was a discussion last week after Sioux Falls Christian won at the Dome. They came back. They won. They went undefeated. There's discussion. Well, Sioux Falls Christian, they're winning in everything. Well, they didn't get over the top finally in volleyball, but they're winning in everything. We should move teams like Sioux Falls Christian up. They have unfair advantages. They can recruit. That's the quote. We've heard this about other teams. They can recruit. Do you believe high school programs, every program has recruited athletes? Do you believe this?
That is a great question. I think it all depends. Well, here's the deal. I know there are towns 30 and 40 miles away from Sioux Falls that actually have gone and I'll just say stolen other players from other small towns. So it's not just the big schools there, Mr. Brown. It happens in a lot of the smaller towns. Now, I'm not saying it's happening in the burbs of Rapid or the burbs of Aberdeen and Huron, but I'm telling you that there are towns away from Sioux Falls, and I'm at least 45 to 50 minutes away, that they have gone out there and gotten players to be able to come to their school. So it's just not a Sioux Falls Christian or a private school thing.
Yes.
So when I say recruiting, well, you know what? There might be some talk, but certainly there's nothing like, we got some NIL money to come your way. You come play football for us. But there has been discussions, and there's been the availability where I know there's at least 2 superstar kids who were at one town would have helped them a lot in football and wrestling, but they decided, nah, this other program's doing better. We're going to go down the road and play there. That just doesn't seem fair either.
So you're saying there are numerous schools that look like they recruit athletes, not just a few.
Maybe not recruiting, but saying, hey, encouraging, hey, if you ever decide you want to.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. I mean, you can get into trouble if there is a school that finds out that this coach came over to this kid's house, talked to mom and dad about coming to their place, there would be hell to pay.
Right. I know that. I had a Sioux Falls varsity coach send me a message, said, you cannot recruit. He said, you cannot recruit. Well, I understand, but boy, with open enrollment, it seems like there's certain athletes that go every which way to this school and that school. It's very interesting.
I know. It has, but I'm telling you, it's just not the private schools or Sioux Falls. And I'm not saying they're recruiting. I'm just saying the opportunities are there. But it happens in the small schools, too.
Craig Mattick tonight. Great stuff. SDPB Sports, the football advisory meeting with all this stuff is coming up. We'll talk to him again. Craig, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the week.
Blessed to you and to all the listeners. Appreciate what you do there, Mr. Brown. Keep it up, and tell Matt hello as well. Does a great job. And we'll have a great holiday season, won't we?
I appreciate it. Yep, absolutely. Craig was putting his lights on today, by the way. Already put it. You got to do that, Craig, when it's nice weather. You know what I did? I had my kids do it today. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. Craig Mattick on tonight, SDPB Sports. Coming right back with a Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron. He is live in studios. We get the second hour going.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings, 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. atomicwings.com.
Out here, we have a deeper connection to the land, a stronger connection to our neighbors, standing on our own 2 feet while also working together. The power to do more connects us all. At member-owned West River Electric Association, it's all of us working together to make today and tomorrow better. This is Co-op Country.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
It's football season, and the best place to watch all your favorite games is the BetMGM Sportsbook at Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort. Wall-to-wall television arrays give you the best seats in the house and let you watch multiple games at once. Relax in comfortable seating while you grab a delicious bite or brew with a game day menu full of fan favorites. Take advantage of some of the best promotions in Deadwood when you make your wagers with your Clubhouse card. You won't miss a second of the action when you make the BetMGM Sportsbook at Tin Lizzie your headquarters this football season.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding door and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Winter is almost here. It's time to say goodbye to drafty doors, poor quality windows, sky-high heating bills, and outdated design. And hello to Acclaim replacement windows and stunning ensemble entry doors from Renewal by Anderson. Now's the time to invest in your home and your family's comfort. And what better time than our Black Friday event, where you keep your cash and spend ours. Get 20% off windows and doors plus a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. You won't pay a dime till 2027 with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. Call now. This incredible offer is good through December 13th. Don't wait. Visit RBARapidCity.com today to book your free estimate. You don't want to miss out on windows and doors that are durable, energy efficient, and custom made for the perfect fit from Renewal by Anderson. Our Black Friday sale is here. Book today because every home should be warm and cozy.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. The Nate Brown Show is on. Glad you're here. Thanksgiving week. It's always a great day in South Dakota. We still had nice weather. Now it's going to turn, so get ready. It's time. We're ready. We've had a nice fall, right? Can we say that all the time? South Dakota Sports Talk Show is on Fox Sports Radio. We're built by Blackburn Foundation Repair. And remember, when the weather turns, You need to make sure your house is solid. It's your foundation secure. What about the hidden hazard like radon? Local experts in South Dakota since 1992. This is the company reinforcing joists, supporting beams, keeping floors level. They do it all. Moisture and mold prevention and crawl spaces, especially when it comes to winter. You want to make sure your home seals it off, okay, for good. Blackburn Foundation Repair started blackburnrepair.com. From crawl space to clean air, Blackburn's got your back. Started blackburnrepair.com. Rob Keighron's in studio tonight. It's a Reaction Monday on the Nate Brown Show. We got a lot to discuss. Another tight loss for Rob's New York Giants. But don't worry, he wants his team to lose now. That's what you think, yeah, we can lose now because we're going to get a better draft pick that might sleep through practices next year. But what else do you have to say about your Giants?
Well, obviously, Nate, mediocrity is not rewarded in the NFL, right? They're not going to make the playoffs. With yesterday's loss, they were eliminated from playoff contention with, 5 games to go?
They had them. That could have been a big win. And you're sitting here saying what yesterday?
No, I was rooting for them to win, okay? So it's not as if when I watch the games, I'm certainly rooting for them to win. But when you lose in excruciating fashion again, what was he? Was it a 58 or a 59-yarder? If anybody has watched that replay of that kick, the Jake Bates kick towards the end of the game there, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a kick like this indoors. It looked like he pushed it far right, and then it turned all the way back into the left, and made 2 or 3 different turns and somehow snuck into the...
Just wild.
It's just we can't do anything right.
Being close, I didn't see it being close.
Close. We were winning the whole game. We were dominating that team. We were never losing.
That was just wild.
But yeah, we might as well lose because there's no reward for mediocrity, and we need a number of pieces. And a nice pot shot there with, our number 1 pick goes and takes a nap and says he's not taking a nap. So we got a lot of problems that we have to take care of, but you would hope with a new regime, you give them some ammo with some, good draft picks, you got a real chance.
Okay, speaking of mediocrity, Rob Keighron's in studio. Not you. I'm not saying that.
Oh, wow, that would have been Thanksgiving week, Nate. We can't be nasty this out of the gate.
Mediocrity. The Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are in trouble. I got a text from a Vikings friend of mine, J.J. McCarthy's stat. There's a couple of them here. 24.9 QBR. The worst QBR of any NFL quarterback in the past 10 years through 6 starts. In the past 10 years. The other one is extra points added. I don't really care about all these analytics. Extra points added is the advanced stat for how many points a quarterback's plays add or subtract to success, to their scoring. Okay? His extra points added is 851 out of 852 since 2000. The only quarterback worse since 2000 is Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, my gosh, that's a terrible comparison.
That's from a Vikings fan. He sent me this text. I'm going, I know we can pull this out and pull that out, but I'm going to admit to you, I'm a little worried. If you watch JJ, you watch him against the Packers, you watch it. I'm worried, and so my question is this. A Vikings writer told me, who covers the team last week, he's only going to get these last 7 games. That's it. And so the Vikings are going to have to decide. So now he's got 6. So he's got 6, and they're going to have to decide if he's the guy or not. And if he's not, they've got some pretty big problems because the team is set to win. Then you have to decide, how are you going to do this? And speaking of being mediocrity, they're going to be that way. They're not going to get a top 10 pick, So does J.J. McCarthy only get the rest of the season? Is that fair to him?
Well, number one, I don't agree with that premise, Nate. I think he will get longer than the rest of the season for a couple of reasons.
Bring him back next year?
Well, here we go. First, he's not going to play this week. It's unlikely, right? He's not going to play against Seattle, right? Because he's in concussion protocol. And I'm not sure if he's actually was... And I'm not...
Oh, I think he was. Let's say I saw a replay of when he slammed his head off the ground.
Did he play the rest of the game?
He slammed his head off the ground.
Did he play the rest of the game?
Well, he's tough. He's tough.
No, that has nothing to do with tough. I mean, there's an eye in the sky that's telling them that you got to get that guy out of there, and we got to go evaluate him for concussion. The fact that now after the game, to me, it's a little sus.
On.
No, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, but They pull guys out of games all the time now for just the appearance of what could be a concussion. They didn't pull him out, but now we've evaluated him after the game, or we don't want him to go up against Sam Darnold and Seattle.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's not what's going on? Okay, that's to me, he's not going to get all 6 games is my point, because I don't think he's going to play this week. I don't think you think he's going to play this week.
No, doesn't sound like it.
Okay, so you got that, number one. Number two, you already said it. What kind of draft pick are they going to have? They're going to be somewhere in the, what about maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there?
Depends, but yeah.
I mean, that's maybe at best 7 or 8, but probably more like... And anyone you read, and you and I read a lot of this stuff on a daily basis, anyone you read about this upcoming draft quarterback class says it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't
Atrocious.
See... Right.
So you're not going to mortgage future first-round picks for someone you're not in love with. You're not going to get anyone that's worth anything at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay, which is around where McCarthy was drafted. It's not that kind of a deep class. And who are you going to go sign in the free agency? So what options do you have other than...
Mac Jones.
Maybe Mac deserves another shot. He's played okay in San Francisco. I guess you could run with that and say Kevin O'Connell is a quarterback whisperer. Maybe you give him that shot. Here's what is so fascinating to me about National Football League, Nate. You were sold on this guy to the point where you drafted him. What was he, 11 or 12? Something like that? Right around there?
Yeah,
10?
Yeah.
You drafted him there. He missed his entire first season due to injury. He's already missed, 4 or 5 games this year due to injury. I am not an apologist or a defender of McCarthy. You know that. I didn't like them when they made the pick. I don't think he's the answer, but you're doing a disservice to your organization by cutting him loose after, at most he's going to play 11 games?
I mean, come on now. You have to understand.
I think he stinks.
You're going to run him out there again next year? This is a mess right now.
What did O'Connell and all of the boys in the front office there see in him? What? They made a mistake? Somebody's going to have to make it. Then you got to admit that. We messed up. He is not the guy.
Yes.
Right? Otherwise, you got to give him more than 11 total games to figure out if he is the guy.
No, I mean, it's been, from the accuracy and all of that stuff, it's been so bad that you're starting to see, I don't know if he is the guy. I don't know if he can work in as an NFL QB. You see this Christian Ponder jersey up here in the studio?
Sure do.
That's what people are referencing.
But Josh Allen was not an accurate quarterback for a few years.
I don't know about a few years.
At least the first 2.
The
first 2, I think we could go back and look at the stats. The second year was not significantly better than the first. My point to you is he didn't play football at all last year, and he's missed a bunch of games this year. I think you'd have to give him one more shot. Now, do I think he has the longest leash in the world? No, but would I start him next year? Absolutely, I would start him.
You're going to have a mutiny on your hands. What are we going to do? We're just going to let this thing keep going?
What do you mean keep going? He's played, 7 games this year? What, keep going? 7 games is an accurate barometer test of a National Football League quarterback? 7?
When you got numbers like Jamarcus Russell on your success factor, that's a big problem. This is 851 out of 852.
I don't even know what that stat means. Do you know what that stat means?
This isn't Josh Allen. When you got 24.9 QBR after 6 starts, that's the worst in 10 years. This isn't Josh Allen, I will tell you.
His stats are terrible. There's no doubt about that. But the whole offense has been kind of a mess. Let's be fair. It's not as if this
because
is all...
of him.
What, the running game is because of J.J. McCarthy? The fact that you guys can't run the game?
They got a fine offensive line. They got weapons.
You're 24th in the league in offensive rushing.
It's one of the best offenses last year with your boy, Sam Darnold. You've seen they're one of the best offenses, and now they've taken a downturn. So you would go with him again. I mean, this is amazing. You can't do it. You got to get Mac Jones or somebody. You got to make a real play.
But wait a minute, Nate. Now, this is what I don't understand. Mac Jones is going to be the answer to the long-term quarterback problem for the Minnesota Vikings?
He looks a lot... It's not going to be long-term.
You're not going to win anything with them.
It's a couple of years.
Even worse. You're going to start winning 7, 8, 9 games and be back in quarterback hell again because you're not drafting anyone. I'd rather you stick him back out there again next year, McCarthy. Let him be terrible.
Oh, boy.
Go 3-14, and then go draft a quarterback when you have a deeper class coming out the following year. Why do you want to win 8 games?
I don't.
9 games with Mac Jones?
I want to win 10, 11 with Mac Jones like Sam Darnold won 14.
And what did that get you?
You remember
what did that get you? 13, and then you got your doors blown off by my boy, Matt Stafford and McVay.
By the way, Vikings fans checking in on the text line on the Nate Brown Show tonight. What would you do with J.J. McCarthy? Listener text, Vikings have to swallow their pride and release McCarthy next year. Release McCarthy next year.
After he's played 7 games, folks. Come on.
Hey.
Why did you draft?
Hey.
What did you see in this guy?
Who looked better than J.J. McCarthy in his first game yesterday? Shedeur Sanders, anyway. But even Shedeur looked better.
He played the Raiders, though. Let's be fair.
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't? The competition. Wait a minute. The competition doesn't matter.
J.J. McCarthy played some teams that weren't so good either.
Who's he played?
Some teams that weren't so good either. Okay.
He's played. He has a tough. The Vikings have a tough schedule. I mean, he lost to the Packers. He lost to the Bears. He lost to the Ravens. Right? These are good teams. These are all playoff teams.
Ravens defense not very good.
They're
not
playoff teams, though.
Packers defense.
These are not the Raiders who can't get out of their own way. I can't believe Chip Kelly after 11 games.
The final answer. You're going to let J.J. play an entire year next year. How many games is he going to play? 10, 8, 9? Is he going to get hurt all the time again? So, boy, what a decision that would be.
I'd give him a runway. I mean, it doesn't have to be the whole season, but I'd certainly give him the first 6 or 7 games, and let's see where it goes.
I can't do it. Who's responsible for this Vikings downturn? We'll ask that question next. And get into some Lane Kiffin college football news as well. A lot to discuss tonight. A Reaction Monday. Rob Keighron's in. Hang on.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share. To revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Keep your cash and spend ours. Our Black Friday sale is back. Get 20% off our clean replacement windows and ensemble entry doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. You pay nothing until 2027. Plus, enjoy a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. Hurry, this Black Friday event is only here till December 13th. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Is everywhere you need us to be, on the sidelines supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in South Dakota Sports Talk Show, live on your afternoon drive. Appreciate you being here. Fox Sports Radio across the state. Our affiliates, Fox Sports Rapid City, KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. Thanksgiving week, huh? A lot of football to talk, man. We got some good stuff Thursday. Not bad. Little Chiefs, Cowboys. That's interesting to me. So some good games will play out. We got FCS playoffs this weekend. First round, Jack's Yotes getting ready to go at home. And I'll tell you what, the Vikings are in the headlines here because Pro Football Talk is out today. So this is Mike Florio, and Mike's such a drama guy. It's such a nice guy, but he's a drama. He's stirring it up. I love these guys that stir it up, and he's out there saying the Vikings are at the point where they got to start thinking about this whole big picture now. Who's responsible for this? And Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, said, offensive line coach, the front office. And it's like, Mike, let's say, the offensive line coach. I mean, we're going to throw him in here with the front office. But my point is, who is responsible for this Vikings downturn this season? Because it has gone from 14-3, and you joke about it, but they've gone from 14-3 with Sam Darnold and the offense clicking, and even Kevin O'Connell being able to make it work with Josh Dobbs 2 years ago, and it's just a mess at quarterback. He made it work, and we all loved Kirk Cousins. Oh, maybe I just did. But now it's just a downturn, and now you start talking about, are the Vikings in big trouble? Are they actually going to worry about their front office and their head coach? Who's responsible here? If you're gonna pin this on somebody, Pro Football Talk saying, well, how about this? The front of this, the coach. Where are you at?
I mean, to me, it's crystal clear, Nate. I mean, it has to be on O'Connell, right? The defense has not been terrible this year. Well, look at the points that they've given up. I think they rank 11th or 13th in the league, so not spectacular, but they're certainly in the top half of the league defensively, and they're not giving up a ton of points week in and week out. Offensively, they are 27th in the National Football League. 27th. You have what you and I would both have deemed going into this year as a real offensive guru. I don't like throwing the word genius, but he's
been really good.
He's been
really
excellent,
good.
Right? And even I would say that, and I poo-poo the Vikings all the time, but O'Connell has been excellent. There's no way that O'Connell wasn't involved in drafting McCarthy, right? It's his hand-picked guy, right? You're not letting O'Connell not be involved in that when he's a quarterback whisperer. So he picked a quarterback who seems to be maybe a dud, even though you and I disagree on how long he should have. And his offense has done really nothing this year. And rushing-wise, they've been very, very poor, I'd say, all year. So you have all of these things. Well, who else is it on other than Kevin O'Connell? It's completely on him.
Well, they're talking about Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, the GM, making some of these picks and spending all of this money. They spent the second most money in free agency outside of the Patriots.
On what, though?
Well, that's what...
Defensively, they're okay, so I assume it's on that, because what new offensive weapons did they have this year that they didn't last year?
Well, the weapons, not really. They brought in some defense, that's mainly.
And the defense has been okay. The defense has kept them in games, so I don't think he's done a bad job there at all.
How about draft picks? Not great. When you really look at it, not great. A few here and there. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say it's O'Connell for the main part of it comes down to quarterback league. It comes down to that sounds. I don't think Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah said we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy. He has to put his final stamp on it, but who told him that? That's Kevin O'Connell. Had to be.
It's 100%, and particularly when it's offensive coach. He has to be the guy who's convinced on the quarterback, and then it's his job to convince the general manager, not the opposite way around. It never works the opposite way around. So clearly this was O'Connell saying, this is the guy I want, because they did have, I mean, they had some wiggle room there where they could have probably gone up 1 or 2 spots and get someone else if he wanted. Right? He clearly wanted McCarthy. And in fairness, I was not a big McCarthy fan in college, but he did win, right? I mean, it's not like he wasn't a winner for Michigan, right? He did provide a a championship, right? He provided a national championship.
But the knock on him was, and I tended to believe O'Connell can be the quarterback coach. He can make him a great passer. Was he just didn't pass it. The Michigan ran it. He passed it on 3rd and 7 rarely. He didn't have to pass it 35 times a game.
No doubt about it, and I would have completely agreed with you at that point as well, that I thought the kind of system that they played in at Michigan was not necessarily well conducive to an easy transition to the NFL. But isn't the whole idea that O'Connell sees raw talent in the guy and he can build that up?
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you are. And I think anybody who thinks O'Connell should be fired over this is crazy, right?
But when can you start talking about that? Because you got to remember, no playoff victories. He's not going to make the playoffs now this year. So and then he picked J.J. McCarthy. So what are we going to do with Kevin? I like Kevin, but we're giving him a pass because he's went from coach of the year and now it's a downturn like crazy.
Well, I think you got to give him a pass for this because. And I would actually say he's shown you enough with other quarterbacks that he deserves one more shot at another quarterback, right? To really try to develop someone, whether it is a draft pick down the line or it is, a stopgap guy like you suggested as Mac Jones. Well, what's the alternative? I mean, I think the NFL has gone crazy with how quickly they fire coaches now.
Well, you're going to fire Mike Tomlin. With the Steelers, you're going to fire him.
But that's not a fair one to bring up. Mike Tomlin's been there for 15, 16 years, right?
I know, but he's just a little bit better than average, and now he's going to get. You said he might have a mutual departing,
but they also don't have a quarterback since Big Ben, right? I mean, what is the issue? Is the issue the coach or matching the coach and the quarterback? To me, that it is this tandem thing that goes absolutely together. And they haven't done that this year, but you said it yourself.
But he messed it up. He messed it up. Kevin did.
Well, how did he mess it up?
He messed up that tandem by picking J.J. McCarthy and getting rid of Sam Darnold.
Well, you had to get rid of Sam Darnold. You can't have...
You had to get rid of... No, you didn't have to.
Yes, you do. You're 100% wrong on this, Nate. You cannot have a guy who won 14 games for you last week be the backup to a rookie that after 2 weeks when he stinks, you want Darnold back in there.
No.
Darnold is not winning you a playoff game.
No, this is the mistake. This is the mistake. You keep Sam Darnold as the starter, not the backup. He's the starter. Are you kidding me?
You had him as a starter last year.
14 games.
And then got lost in the biggest game of the year and the final game of the season and looked like a deer in headlights against the Rams.
How about this? Would 14 games win you the NFC North this year? By far.
Sure.
By far.
But that's not what you're judged on anymore. He's made the playoffs twice. It's now about winning playoff games. Sam Darnold showed you at the end of last year, you're not winning a playoff game with that guy. Seattle, I'll put everything you want on it. They're not winning a playoff game with Sam Darnold.
They're not winning a playoff game.
They're not. They are not winning one.
Wow, that's a big statement right now.
He's not good enough.
We both blame Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings' downturn, yet you're going to give him quite a while. If you're going to give him another new QB,
I'd give him another new QB. Absolutely. It might be 2 years. It might be. He's shown that he's a very, very good coach. You're not going to bat 1,000, right? He's done well with inferior quarterbacks. He's made, I think you and I would agree, he's made a mistake in the evaluation of J.J. McCarthy's talent. Okay. Does he have to get them all right? He got to get someone else now.
Here's where, Rob, here's where you're stuck. You're stuck in Giants thinking. You're stuck in Giants thinking. This is purgatory. We just can't get anything going. The Vikings just spent the second most money in free agency to win now. You don't have time to give J.J., let's just give him another experiment year. Let's see if Kevin can do anything. We spent a bunch of money to win now. We're not the Giants.
Okay, but how are you going to win now? You don't have a solution for that. Your solution is Mac Jones, right? There's no solution to win now. So who sets me up for success? Who gives me the best chance with a new quarterback? Some unknown entity as a new head coach or Kevin O'Connell? I know that O'Connell can get the best talent out of a number of people because he's shown me he's been able to do that.
Here's the real fact. He's not going to get fired this year. Look out next year. If something doesn't happen, something doesn't turn, Vikings miss again, he's done, right? He's done after next year,
If they have a quarterback, if he strikes out on another quarterback, if it's McCarthy and McCarthy doesn't perform, if it were me and I were running the team, I would give him another chance to get another quarterback because consistency. Who wins?
Yeah, but you just gave McCarthy.
The Chiefs win.
You gave him another year next year, so then you're gonna give him 1 year with McCarthy, one more year.
Yeah.
Then another new quarterback.
Yes,
oh
absolutely.
Man, I would like you for a boss.
You
You'd be
would
a good
because
guy.
consistency in the end pays off. Now, if the team quits on you, different story. Right? The team is not responding to you
they're
anymore.
not right
Different
now.
story.
They're not.
That's not the problem. The problem is you have a guy who's terrible at the quarterback position right now.
And we're going to give 1 more year too.
Because you only gave him 7 games. He has no reps under him.
By the way, let's move on here.
Okay.
Who is the best team in the NFC North? If the Vikings are the worst, who's the best team in the NFC North? What did you think of those Lions? All of a sudden, they look like, well, are they really good? Packers have been up and down. And we need to say that the Bears are the best team in the NFC North? You would say the record says it. Are the Bears the best team? They get a win over the Steelers. Are we buying the Bears?
I mean, I'm not completely convinced still on Caleb Williams, but
I'm not buying the Bears.
How is it not the Bears, though? How is it not? I mean, the Packers have beat no one and have had some really questionable losses.
Let's be realistic.
The Lions should have lost yesterday to my lowly Giants. You and I both know that.
You're saying you're going to take the Bears over the Lions in a matchup? You're going to take the Bears over the Lions? No way. And I'm not taking the Bears over the Packers. I'm not a believer in the Bears.
I think the Bears and the Packers, or I think the Lions have more talent. I feel like there's something missing with the Lions this year. They're not quite firing on all cylinders. They don't look like the same team as last year, or even the year before when they were really close to going all the way there. I think there's something wrong with that team.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're a very talented team. I'm not sure that they are a complete team. I don't think any of these teams in the NFC North are, to be quite honest, because Jordan Love is a guy who can lose to the Cleveland Browns. He can lose to – didn't they lose to Carolina? Yeah, the Packers lost to Carolina. So I think they're all significantly flawed. Do I think one team is slightly better?
We have to believe the Bears?
It's the Bears are slightly better.
I can't. I still think I know the offensive coordinator thing with the Lions kind of – I'm like, oh, that's not good. Dan Campbell's going to take over that. I'm going, I don't know about that. Lions seem like the team still to me. Barely. I'm going to take the Lions over the Bears. I'm going to take the Lions over the Packers. I think it's pretty close.
I think it's close, too. But, I mean, to me, there's a big test this week, Nate. I mean, Lions-Packers, early game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That is going to really show us a lot. You know, if Detroit performed very well, and they traditionally don't always do that in this game. I mean, think about last year against the lowly Bears, where they should have won the game, if not for terrible time mismanagement. I'm a little worried about if they come out firing all cylinders this week, beat the Packers, I'd probably go along with you. But short of that, I'm going to stick with the Bears as slightly above.
How about that? The Bears, number one team in the NFC North, even discussing it. That's something for Ben Johnson. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show. It's a Reaction Monday with Rob Keighron live in studio. Let's go college football. I just have this discussion to be had. This hasn't happened as far as I remember. A big-time coach getting pursued by some huge programs, and this big-time coach already has a big-time team that could go to the college football playoff. What is going to happen, and what do we make of it coming up?
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Keep your cash and spend ours. Our Black Friday sale is back. Get 20% off our clean replacement windows and ensemble entry doors with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 18 months. You pay nothing until 2027. Plus, enjoy a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 as our gift to you. Hurry! This Black Friday event is only here till December 13th. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute, and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in your sports, your show, The Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Radio. Hope you're having a good start to the week. It's Thanksgiving week. Hope you're not working too hard. We're going to be in today, tomorrow, Wednesday, trying to knock some stuff down, getting you ready for football and all of that. I would tell you, I woke up this morning early and I said, man, the college football season is almost over. I mean, it's just like flew by. I love the NFL, you know, gets into December, January, the whole thing, but college football season, regular season coming down to this week. Just a flyby.
Wild. Yeah, wild. All the rivalry games this week, and basically, you know, by and next week we just have a handful of games, those a lot of times meaningless conference championship games nowadays. It's over. Yeah, we're at the point where we're just going to be looking at playoff games here.
It is wild, and I thought, man, it went fast. And then there's this headline in college football. The big one is Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. They could be a college football playoff team if this continues here. It looks like it. Ole Miss is trying to keep Lane Kiffin as their coach. It looks like they're not going to. That's what it looks like. All the reporting that Lane Kiffin could go to LSU. He could go to Florida. What's it going to be? I guess we'll see. My deal is this. So we got the playoff. That's going to be announced. You're going to have 12 teams. Let's say Ole Miss is one of the 12. They always said if you have teams in the playoff, you won't have players leave, and then the coaches are going to have to stay. They're not going to be leaving because meaningless bowl games and I need to get to my next job. So if Lane Kiffin gets an offer at Florida LSU, he's going to have to decide now in this new age, do I go and start this and get going, or do I have to stay with Ole Miss through a month of the college football playoff if we make a run? I mean, he's not going to be able to do that. So what's that look like now? We got a real team trying to win a national title. I don't think they're quite that level, but they're up there. This is a real SEC team. And then he's going to leave, and we get a playoff. They said this wasn't supposed to happen. I find this an interesting scenario if it plays out.
Oh, it's fascinating, Nate. I mean, this shows you, and I don't want to be the doomsday guy all the time, but this shows you how broken college football is. Because this is going to happen, right? Ole Miss is going to make they're going to beat Mississippi State this week, right? They're going to make the college football playoff. He's going to be presented, or already has been presented, with offers from both LSU and Florida. His family has already visited both places. They've probably already come pretty close to making a decision. And you're 100% right. He will be forced to make a decision right after, just as the playoff teams are announced. And he'll have to go and take one of those jobs because he's probably not going to stay at Ole Miss. I think you and I agree on all of these points. And if this doesn't fix a broken college football system, nothing will. They have to put on pause everything until after the playoffs.
You just have to. This is the NFL. This is, and it's not Andy Reid, but this is, say a coach, whoever it is, makes the playoffs and gets another job.
Yep.
And then they're going to, even offensive coordinators, these guys, they don't do that. They have to stay with their team. That's the rules.
Of course. And think about the two Detroit guys last year, right? Johnson and Aaron Glenn. They couldn't interview. I mean, they get a chance for a short interview in the off week if they have an off week. But short of that, they have to be focused on that team. I am so against the fact that we do in college football, we do the early signing day, which comes right before they'll even announce the playoff teams. It's right around the conference championships. Right. You got that. You got the portal that opens in the middle of all this. You got coaches jumping ship. What is the rush? Why can we not wait until the third week of January and open? Just have it be a frozen period. Players can't go into the portal. You can't sign anyone. The coaches have to stay put. That's just the way it is, right? And you want to make a compromise? You can't sign anyone if they're on a playoff team. They can't go into the portal until after that is all done.
You just have to put rules in. NFL has rules.
Yeah.
College football has no rules. And so now you got a coach who's going to go, this team could go on a run, and he's going to leave. What are people going to say about it? I mean, it's quite something because coaches say, we're all rowing the boat, we're doing the whole thing, and now I'm going to leave, and you're going to go on a run?
Well, who is it really unfair to? I mean, and I am... I generally am more of a players guy than anything. Not always, but in this, certainly in college football, I am. I've certainly advocated for them to get paid. Is it not grossly unfair to a player who showed up at Ole Miss, who bought Lane Kiffin's story and his vision, plays his heart out, wins this year, gets to the playoff, and now the guy who led our team there is now going to go somewhere else for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, however long this run lasts? Is it not grossly unfair to that player who just sweated every single day to play hard for that guy?
But they got money now, so that helps a little bit.
A little, but it's still, I mean, you say it all the time, right? How many of these players opt out if they're just playing in some meaningless bowl? Would you, if you knew that you were going to have to go into the portal, would you go playing for some interim coach? Would you go into the playoff thinking that you could get really hurt?
No.
What about if you were going to get drafted? Would you go?
That's interesting. As some of these Ole Miss players, you wonder, they'd get thrown under the bus hard if they're like, hey, I'm an NFL guy. Yeah, we're in the playoff, but...
Well, why is it okay for Lane to do it, but not the player?
Right. No, I agree with that. And I think Lane's going to do it, and this is going to be the first scenario. A team's in the playoff, trying to win a national championship, and their head coach is going to leave. Can they rally the assistant coach, or are they going to go with Lane? A lot of these times go with him. They all go with him.
A lot of the players are going to go with them, too, in the portal, right? Think about that. So it just becomes a... I mean, what about if they lose 5, 10 guys, half the staff, and the head coach?
Just a mess.
They shouldn't even be in the playoff then at that point.
Just a mess. Stay tuned. He said it would be nice, to finish out the season. That was kind of the saying that he said it would be good to finish out the season with Ole Miss. We shall see. That season's going to could be pretty long. Coming right back, last time out, I want Rob Keighron's take on a South Dakota high school topic. This ought to be something.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterPark.com.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A high wind warning begins at 8 p.m. tonight and remains in effect until 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Partly cloudy tonight with a slight chance for mixed precipitation changing to all snow. Lows around 28, northwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times again tomorrow. Highs level off around 36. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 47.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Spearfish GMC Cadillac. And that means great deals lot-wide on a huge lineup of locally sourced pre-owned vehicles. Choose from all makes and models, trucks, cars, SUVs, and certified pre-owned. All priced below market for unbeatable value. Whether you're trading in or trading up, now's the time to save big at Spearfish Motors. Visit us today or online anytime at spearfishmotors.com.
As a rancher in western South Dakota, you know the meaning of hard work. From working cattle to working in the field, you know that the job begins before dawn and can last into the night. You also know that at the end of the day, it's more than just work. It's a way of life. When it comes to banking, you need a bank that values your time and is committed to your growth. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
City driving might feel routine, but it's tough on your car. All those quick starts, hard stops, endless red lights, and long idle times. They wear things down fast. Brakes, fluids, engine components, they all take a beating. That's where Al's D&I Repair in Rapid City comes in. We handle the maintenance that keeps your vehicle ready for whatever the city throws at it. Al's D&I, fixing it right since 77. Check in at Al's D&I on Sturgis Road and online at alsdniautorepair.com.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on. Rob Keighron is in. It's a Reaction Monday on our Thanksgiving week. Some good football this week. Of course, Thanksgiving. Hope you all have a great week. Thanks for checking in. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Before we go, if there's one guy I go to for high school sports takes, it is Rob Keighron.
Funny.
He may not be able to name all the high schools in South Dakota, but let's go. There's a new proposal for high school football. If a South Dakota high school football team hasn't won 20% of their games over the past 4 years, and there's a discussion, Rob, of teams that really struggle. Rapid City Central, Rapid City Stevens, there's other teams. Can they move down a classification to build their programs up with some more winning and still make the playoffs? That's this new proposal for next Monday for football coaches and administrators to look at. Should a team that wins less than 20% be able to move down and still make the playoffs?
I think they should be able to move down. I think they should have to wait a year before they make the playoffs, right? I don't think you should be able to go down and automatically, and I don't know that this would happen a lot, that they would dominate the competition, but they'd certainly, it would be pretty hard to imagine that a team that's won 10% of their games over the last 4 years wouldn't go down a class and win at least 3, 4, 5 games, make the playoffs. I'd make them wait a year.
Wait a year?
Yeah, because I wouldn't let them just go dominate a competition.
Oh, they're not going to dominate a competition. That's a fool's statement.
Some of them wouldn't. Some of them wouldn't.
No, we aren't going to dominate the competition.
And I won't name the names, but there might be a couple that would go down and, at the very least, be above 500 and make the playoffs.
This is the right compromise, I believe. And what does the audience say? Survey says 60% on our poll says yes, this compromise is fair. 40% say no, keep the postseason ban. For Rob Keighron, he is in tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. I wish he was cooking my meal, but I'll have to do it myself. See you tomorrow.
Village Heart dinner rolls are a must for the upcoming holiday. Getting together with family and friends is great,